Bulma? Bike? Olympics? I wonder what we could be creating. Hey, what's going on, guys? We're here with another video. This time is the July 2021 calendar image creation video. And yeah, we've got Badass Bulma. This is the Hong Kong exclusive version. And we've got the Capsule Corp bike. Now obviously this bike is more designed for the Adventure Begins Bulma. But that's fine, we're not going to have her riding it, just walking towards it. Because we're paying homage to the Akira poster. I feel like it's a pretty fitting image to do for this year, especially with the Olympics from 2020 now being in 2021. Kind of that post-apocalyptic world vibe going on with the Olympics in Tokyo for Akira, and obviously now with COVID. Anyway, enough about that. What we're going to do, we've got a background I'm going to set up, but it is going to be a portrait image since we're doing the poster. So we'll take two images, one portrait from the main image, the poster style, and then we'll do a horizontal one with a bit more of a different arrangement for the calendar image. So if you want to check out the calendar image, please go to rockchala.com where you'll be able to download it. And if you enjoy these type of photography videos, behind the scenes, sort of follow along, please do like and subscribe, because well, these videos aren't as popular as the unboxing review ones. So show your support, show that you like them by doing that, please, and comment below. It really does help. And yeah, anyway, let's jump into it. We're going to crack these guys out of their box, set up the background, and then we'll go over the layout and the lighting setup. So let's switch to the background. Okay, so we've got the background here. This is originally from the poster. It might be a bit hard to see in this, but what I did, I went on to Google and searched for Akira poster, found one that was the right colouring that I wanted. If you have a look on Google, you'll notice a lot of them have kind of a darker reddish, orangey, yellow tinge, and have been heavily edited. I wanted something a bit more white, kind of a soft blue colour, just to fade into the background. So I only want to be a subtle homage to the poster in that sense. So once I found one, I took it into Photoshop. In the center here there was the bike and then the Akira logo down the bottom. So just using the Photoshop tools, I removed all that, cloned it out and blended it in so it's nice and even. The sizing though is a bit of a weird one. I have the option of printing on an A3, but that's just a little bit too small. So instead I've gone with a image blown up and split over 4 A3 sheets of paper, which I've joined together. Just sort of cut it out and taped it. It's not the best, but it'll be easy enough to touch up in Photoshop later on. If possible, it's better to print off in one whole image, but this I didn't quite have the luxury of that. But it should work, even though it is slightly big, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue, I hope. Anyway, I've got the bike here, so the way it's going to go, the bike's going to go in the center. If you know the image already, you should have it in your mind exactly how it's going to go out. If not, you've got the road, middle of the road, the bike scattered out, parked in the centre, and then you've got the character walking up to it, in this case, Bulma. Need to play around with posing and positioning, but essentially it's going to be like this. We'll have the image there, and then in Photoshop we'll put Bulma on the screen on the bottom there to finish it off. So the main thing we're going to have to do is just adjust the positioning of the background. It might be up a bit high or a bit low, so we'll have a look in the camera and see where it's at and we can adjust it. And then we can get the bike and Bulma into the right positioning where they look proportionate to each other. And from there we'll set up the lighting. In the poster it's got some pretty harsh light and shadows coming underneath the bike and the character. So we'll try and recreate that as best as possible. And I'm thinking since the Bulma here has got the purple hair, I might get a purple LED light in there to fill in some of the shadows and the highlights with that nice kind of purple tinge to bring it all together. So for this shot, obviously I'm going to have the camera set up on the tripod so it's nice and still, because we'll probably have to do multiple images. So we'll be taking one image of a bike and one of Bulma, and we'll focus stack them in Photoshop. So it's important to have your camera on a tripod so it's in the exact same location. For taking the image, I'm just going to use the Canon 6D along with the 100mm macro lens. This will allow me to get in pretty close, a nice sort of crop of the area without the figures looking too small. If you use a wide angle lens, the figures will be way too small of an image and you'll just lose them. We really need a pop in the image, so the macro lens should help with that. So yeah, what I'll do, I'll start positioning everything up and we can start taking some photos. Okay, so we've got the bike and Bulma here in position. I'm just going to adjust the opposing a little bit, try and get it looking a bit more natural in the camera. And for the camera positioning, in the actual original poster, there's a very top-down almost type of a view. So we'll try one very similar to the poster and one bit more of a shallower angle and see which one kind of works for this. I also have the background on a single A3 piece of paper, which I might try for the more of a top-down photo, as it might work out to be a good size. But we'll give both of those a try and see how it looks, and then once we get the posing and camera looking well, we'll start playing around with the lighting, try and get those nice shadows underneath the character and bike. Okay, so we've got Bulma in her position, we've got the bike at the back, the centre line of the poster is lined up with the camera, it's going straight up. You can see a little bit of the top of the poster, so that will be photoshopped out at the end, so if you want to check that out, be sure to watch to the end of the video. So yeah, for now we'll take a test shot and see what it looks like. Okay, so the image itself is looking really good. Bulma's head is just about to touch the bike. I guess ideally a little bit more space would be nicer if you compare it to the poster. But the angle, the positioning and the amount of space we have to work with is a little bit more limited. So I feel like this is a very good compromise. And yeah, the bike is looking really nice, got the nice curves, the shine coming through, the Capsule 9 logo is looking really good. And more importantly, Bulma's pose, I feel is looking good. There's some nice weight, it feels like she's moving. She's just putting that pressure on her left foot, the stride coming over to take the next step towards her bike. So I feel like it's looking really good. The background's looking nicer in a smaller size. We can see more of the cracks in the road, which is really cool. And we still got the space down the bottom for the logo. So what we need to do now that we've got all the posing and positioning sorted out, we're going to play with the lighting. At the moment there's a top light coming straight down, one from the left and one from the right, and it's just making all these shadows really soft. You can see it kind of blends away. So we'll switch these around, change the angles and the intensity, and try and get some nice harsh shadows underneath Bulma and the bike. Okay, so I've switched off the lighting. I've got the Luma Cube here with the barn doors and a light diffuser, and I'm just going to angle this up, and as you can see, make some really nice harsh shadows. So we'll take one photo with the harsh shadow, one with a more even lighting, and then one with the fill lighting with the nice purple colours, and we'll merge them all together to get the final image. I feel that's going to be the best way to get it looking good with a harsh shadow and the final image. Okay, so all the photos for the show's done. I took model images of Bulma's shadow focused here and of the bike, focused on the bike, and changing the light just for slightly different angles to try and get some nice looking shadows that we can pick from at the end. So we've got all the lights on now. We're just going to take a couple of photos of Bulma and the bike well lit that we can pick from to create the final image, and then we'll do the purple lighting. So for the purple lighting, I'm just using this LED panel, which works really well. So it's using it from the back left here, and it just does a nice purple fill light all around Bulma and on the bike, and just helps blend in the background as well to match Bulma's hair, which is pretty cool. Okay, so now that this poster image is done, let's switch around the setup a little bit, and we'll take the horizontal image, which is actually inspired by one of the Dragonballz S.H Figuarts Discord members. He took a really awesome Bulma photo with a bike for a photo contest a while ago, so that's going to be the inspiration for the image for this one. So if you want to check out that image, I'll check a link below as well for those photo contest winners at that time, so you can go check out the image that is giving me the inspiration for the final one here. Anyway, let's switch this around and set up. Okay, so for the horizontal image for the calendar, we've got the bike here, we've got Bulma with her dragon radar. She's just sitting there on the seat, ready for adventure. She's found her balls and she's ready to go. So yeah, this will be the main image for the desktop wallpaper calendar, but the poster one we'll do that and set up for a smartphone wallpaper, so you can use it there as well. And both these images will be on Rockchala for download. So yeah, we'll take the image now, and then we'll jump on the computer and do the editing for both of them. Okay, we've got the main image all created and open in Photoshop. The very base layer is the deep dark purple. This is setting the tone for the image and giving us that lovely shadow. The next layer is a brighter Bulma image which is focused on Bulma, and we've just used a layer mask to hide everything else and just painted her in. The next layer that we did is the bike. Again, this is a brighter image focused on it, and applying a mask, we've just painted in the areas that we want, giving a bit more life to the bike and matching in with Bulma a bit more. So after brightening up the bike and Bulma, the background is a little bit dark, so just applying a simple levels layer, increase that brightness a little bit, and yeah, everything blends in nicely. And next part is applying the text. So obviously matching the original Akira poster, we've got Bulma in big bold text, and then written in Japanese we've got Bulma written as well. Since this is more of a Dragon Ball Bulma themed one, go with a nice purple text, and this is just using a free font from Google. However, I did do one with the red text as well, see what it looks like. It matches the bike quite nicely with the capsule and the knife, the black and red, but I feel the overall image works a lot better when you go with a nice purple, and that purple is actually selected from Bulma's hair, so it all matches in and ties everything together nicely, I reckon. So along with this final real deep dark purple image, I also did a lighter purple one with a bright red text. This is going a bit closer to the original poster that we're recreating. I actually like both images, but I feel since it's really trying to capture Bulma being kind of badass in this one, I like the deeper darker purple one more. But yeah, both images are up here on the video, so let me know in the comments below which one you like. And along with these images, also took a selection of horizontal ones as well, and the one that we use for the calendar image is actually Bulma just relaxing on the bike, holding the radar, ready for adventure, and I think it looks really cool. Okay, that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, or if you found it helpful and you've picked up any information or tips and tricks, yeah, do like and subscribe and let me know in the comments below. And yeah, we'll be back next month with another one of these calendar themed image creation videos. So until then, cheers!